Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of voice of the radio. So today, we need to talk about the Trick and Trade booster packs. Yay! Although, not completely yay. Because as well as showing you all the cards that are going to be coming in here, and I'm going to very much do that, I also do need to say that I'm pretty sure I've had it confirmed now that the Trick and Trade booster packs aren't going to be coming to the UK, which almost certainly means not the rest of Europe. The reason essentially seems to be that Halloween is not as big a deal in Europe as it is in the US. And you can be sad about that by all means, but the fact of the matter is, it doesn't seem like we are going to be getting them. I did put a shout out over Twitter. A bunch of you got in touch offering to help. Thank you so much to anyone, whether you are helping or not. Everyone that offered to help, thank you so much for being awesome people. You guys rock. And while we're saying thank you to awesome people, thank you to the lovely Poketage. Big thank you to Poketage, because he's the one that actually went and got me the images. You see, I've hopefully got some of these in the post in the very near future, but I don't have images of all of the booster pack cards, so Taj just went and photographed them for me and sent them to me to use them in this video, which I am very, very, very happy about. And you should all be checking out Poketage over on YouTube. I will pop a link in the description so you can go and check out his YouTube channel, because it is awesome. Or go to Poketage.com, where you can find all of the links. That works quite nicely. Or the YouTube is youtube.com/Poketage. But it's basically just Pokemon openings and related stuff. And other cool things. Honestly, it's a good channel. Plus, if you want to check out an opening of the Booster Bundle, Poketage has already managed to do an opening and get it up. So I'll pop a link to that in the description as well. Do go and check it out. Plus, Taj is so close to 2,000 subs. Come on. Let's make it happen, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make it happen. So with that being the preamble, let's go and have a look at which cards are available. And we start off with Phantump and Trevenant. And I am delighted about this, because it's the Okacheke Phantump. It is one more Okacheke card that I can go and put in my collection. And you'll notice here we got a really good look at the rather lovely Pikachu Halloween pumpkin stamp. It's a really cool stamp. I love this. You'll notice as we go through, cards that should be hollow are hollow. Cards that shouldn't be hollow aren't hollow. But you do have this lovely stamp on all of the cards. None of these are new cards or exclusive cards or anything like that. They are entirely reprints. The Phantump is from Fusion Strike and the Trevenant is from Rebel Clash. But just having a new Okacheke card like this makes me very, very happy indeed. We've then got the complete Chandelure line, the Litwick, Lampent, and Chandelure that came around in Rebel Clash. Chandelure's got a nice ability that says that all your Pokemon with energy attached have no weakness, and Lampent's got the ability Top Entry, which is the one where if you draw it as your card for the turn, you can just play it. It's quite nice. This is basically Pokemon's way of saying, hey, we're giving you some fire types. These are the only fire types in the set. It is largely a psychic set, which you would probably imagine because ghost types do come over to the Pokemon TCG as psychic. But the Chandelure line is ghost and fire, so that means that they can bring it in a TCG as fire cards. And actually, just take a step back very quickly. The Phantump and Trevenant are the only grass types in the set. Again, same deal. Now, obviously, they were always going to give us a Pikachu. That was always going to happen. We have a Pikachu. It's the one from Evolving Skies. It's not exactly a particularly good or special or phenomenal or anything like that Pikachu, but it is still a Pikachu. We've got ourselves a Pikachu, and that is rather lovely. Nothing ghostly about Pikachu, but what are they going to do? Not do a Pikachu? No, obviously not. That would be stupid. There is a Gengar line. Of course there's a Gengar line. It's Gengar. It's one from Chilling Reign. And it does have the rather interesting Gengar with Last Gift that says if it's knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, you can search your deck for any 2 cards and put them into your hand. Also a colorless attack that does 10 damage for free energy plus 40 more for each damage counter on your opponent's active. So yeah, you're basically kind of quintupling the damage plus 10, which is not bad, ladies and gentlemen. Not bad at all. Being a stage 2 does let it down. Now, there are a couple of legendary, mythical Pokemon coming in here. We do have the Mewtwo from Brilliant Stars, and we've got ourselves a Darkrai, the one from Darkness Ablaze. Neither of them being particularly good, I'm afraid, but, you know, they're there. Also worth noting, Darkrai being there's quite a few, well, there's more darkness than any other colour, just purely because you've got that darkness and ghost crossover we see quite a bit. And poison also comes through as darkness now in the TCG, which is why we see this crossover quite nicely. Now, we do have a Misdreavus Animus Magius. We have that line going on. Yeah, it's not particularly great in terms of playability, but they are iconic ghosts. It's only fair to have them. Now, we do see the Dusknoir line. Now, the Dusknoir is actually really interesting to me. It's got the ability Special Transfer. Lets you, as often as you like during your turn, move a special energy from one of your Pokemon to another of your Pokemon. Just move your special energy around. It's another one of those abilities that on a stage 1 would be amazing, but on a stage 2 ends up being a bit overpriced and a little bit rubbish. Now, we do have a Pumpkaboo and a Gourgeist here, and this is actually, the Pumpkaboo, in terms of this set, Pumpkaboo's the best card. Just is. Because Pumpkaboo's got the Pumpkin Pit ability, lets you bump a stadium, discard a stadium from play. It's actually really good and sees a bunch of play, so I honestly kind of love it. Just to have your Pumpkaboo and your Gourgeist. Just, that Pumpkaboo's genuinely playable. The Gourgeist is the one with Pandemonium. Reveal the top 6 cards of your deck, 60 damage for each psychic Pokemon you find. It's fun as a rogue deck. It never really worked, but that's not really the point. And again, these were Pokemon that just had to be there. Now, we do have Sinistea with Poltegeist, and it is the Mad Party Poltegeist. It's got T-Break, lets you discard a Mad Party member from your hand to draw 2 cards, and then Mad Party for 2 energy does 20 damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile with the Mad Party attack. Each Mad Party member, as I like to phrase it. And Mad Party isn't really good right now. I think that's fair to say. I don't think that's mean. But if Mad Party ever does get good again, we've had like a billion different Mad Party prints at this stage, but having one with a Halloween stamp, that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Now, we also have a Hatterene line here. We've got the whole line, the one that actually came around, well, some of them from Champion's Path and some of them from Chilling Reign. The Hatterene was Chilling Reign. And what we've got here is one with Witch Rondo. Once during your turn, you may switch your active Pokemon with one of your bench, and if you do, your opponent does it as well. It's not a particularly good card. It's interesting. It's just, not particularly good. And then the last evolution line we've got here that is complete, we've got a Spinarak and an Ariados. And again, this one's kind of interesting. I mean, the Ariados has got Spider Net. When you evolve into it, you can switch one of your opponent's bench with their active. It's gusting. It's gusting on a stage 1. It never saw a huge amount of play, but I always thought it should have seen at least more than it did, because it's really kind of interesting. And then we've got the Stragglers. Now, there is a Mimikyu here, and it is actually the one with heal jamming that stops your opponent's bench Pokemon being healed. It's a really nice card. I've played this in decks in the past. It's not seeing a huge amount of play at the moment, but it's one of those cards that's kind of always sitting out there, because if healing decks ever become big, this could be pretty good. But then we got the real Stragglers. There's a random Zubat, but you don't get the rest of the evolution line. There is a random Nickit that is here without a Feeble. And there is a random Murkrow, which exists just, sitting out there and chilling. Of course, it is worth pointing out that Murkrow is not a ghost Pokemon. It is Darkness Flying. And Ariados is also not a ghost Pokemon, it's bug poison. So not all of these are actually coming through as ghost Pokemon. Zubat, again, Zubat is not actually a ghost Pokemon. We're talking about poison flying, so sometimes they've been brought in as darkness or poison Pokemon. The one that really is a little bit out there and doesn't make a huge amount of sense is Cubone. Cubone's just a ground Pokemon, and I know that it does wear its mum's skull, which is weird, if I'm honest with you. But, I mean, that's creepy, don't get me wrong. But all the other Pokemon have been like Ghost type or Darkness type or Poison type, etc. Other than Pikachu, but, you know, there had to be a Pikachu. Cubone seems like a massive outlier here. But you know what? I don't mind. I quite like having the Cubone. It is weird having a few random, you know, we've got a bunch of evolution lines and then a few random stragglers that don't have their evolutions. But you know what? They put an Okacheke Phantump in here, so I was never going to think this was anything other than awesome. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so that is a complete collection. They are actually on sale now. They did get into a few places early, but they are on sale now. Please do just remember that unfortunately, we're not going to be seeing these in the UK and probably the rest of Europe. I'm sorry about that. I wish I had better news, but, you know. The good news is they only retail for $15 in the US, so they shouldn't be terribly expensive, and there should be ways of getting hold of them. It's just going to be a bit of a pain. Sorry about that one. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know which is your favourite of these, and I think I've made it quite clear which is mine. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and all kinds of other fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus pods. This week I talked all about my world's journey. That was fun. And there's a Discord to join, and I give shout-outs to people like the lovely Kiridan, who is a very lovely person and one of our supporters. So Kiridan, thank you for supporting, and thank you for being a lovely person. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.